to the Navigating the Coronavirus series. So this week we have Brendan King. Or Brendan, take it away whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, yeah, no, so thanks. It looks like we have Brian on, who I'm not familiar with, so you might be the attendee, and then Charles, who is on the call. I do know him, and Tim as well from Paychex. So I appreciate you guys jumping on. What we want to talk a little bit about today is our strategic partnerships that we put in place for emerging brands. And today's speakers are myself. I'm a partnership development manager here at Paychex, so that is my role, to find those partnerships and put them in place. Tim is my colleague that works with me in the relationships. He'll talk a little bit about his role. And like I said, Charles is a good friend of Paychex and friend of the company, as one of our partners who is also a franchisor that I wanted to jump on. So you guys can maybe resonate a little bit with in the same space. So just real high level, for those who aren't familiar with Paychex, I did want to give a little bit of a high level overview before I jump into the actual partnership program itself. Paychex really is a real life American dream success story. We were founded in 1971 by Tom Golisano out in Rochester, New York. I am actually located here. And he started the business as a sole operator, working in his sister's basement with a great idea and a small loan, and was able to eventually grow it into the business it is today. You can see some of the accolades here on the bottom of this screen. I won't list off all of them, but we do employ over 16,000 people across 100 locations throughout the U.S., and we have 670,000 clients that we service on a day-to-day basis. Couple ones that are worth noting at the bottom: we are the largest HR outsourcing company in the U.S. and the second largest payroll company. But where does franchising fall into that? And that's what we as of recently, we've allocated a lot of resources over the past couple of years into the franchise space, and why I'm talking to you guys today. So let me share a little bit about that. The division that Tim and I belong to is the Paychex Strategic Accounts division. We're dedicated to servicing the franchise business model. We're actually established, it's pretty unique, this story. We were established in 2012, and a large franchise brand approached us and asked us to get a little bit more strategic in how we worked with their owners. And shortly after that, we developed the Strategic Accounts group here at Paychex. So our endorsement from the IFA, I don't know if you saw in the beginning there, on the first slide, we had a little IFA preferred vendor logo. That's how Tom and I got connected. We're actually the exclusive preferred payroll and HR provider for the IFA and their membership. And it's really helped us grow from that initial group of 4 individuals to an entire channel here at Paychex. So I wanted to share a little bit about that and why we were selected, and then we'll give you a little bit of insight into our partnership program. So you can see here on the right, we have a quote from Robert Crisanti, the president and CEO at the IFA. Bringing Paychex on as a preferred provider is a natural fit for the IFA, since they are a longtime member with a focus on small to medium-sized businesses. We're certain that Paychex has the right mix of national scale, franchise expertise, and service quality that our members will love. So really, some of the unique facets of our partnership programs you see on the screen here fall into that. So the scalability for operators, the education-based first approach, dedicated sales and service model, and the ongoing partnership management. Tim and I will cover some of these a little bit more in detail over the next couple slides to give you some insight into what we mean by that. And then I'll let Charles share how partnering with Paychex, within these partnership programs has impacted his business. So Tim, you want to go ahead? I think you're on mute, but I think you can unmute yourself. You want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the scalability and what that means for a franchisee?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, so thanks, Brendan, and again, thanks for the introduction. My name is Tim Graves. I'm the Partnership Strategy Manager here at Paychex. So, to touch base on our scalable solution a little bit, Paychex is really a one-stop shop for all of your HR necessities. So this is a 360-degree solution that we can offer to our clients. And, it starts, right in the beginning with recruiting and applicant tracking, hiring and onboarding, and HR administration. So this has really become a really big hot button in our industry here in the last, I would say probably the last decade, particularly in the latter part of that decade, where there's been, so much focus on human resources and the expense that we're seeing companies, put in place toward human resources, and that's where Paychex is really advantageous to take advantage of. We provide HR administration. We can kind of navigate through with our clients and understand what situations they're in, or what type of challenges they're having, and help them navigate through any of those HR challenges. So HR administration is really a very powerful tool that our clients are taking advantage of right now. Health insurance management, another huge one. Obviously, that's kind of a no-brainer right now, is for small businesses, small and medium-sized businesses to utilize the health insurance plans that we have out there to take advantage of. Performance and learning management. So Paychex is constantly putting out webinars on different types of workplace topics, things of that nature, and helping our clients and small businesses really be able to stay on the forefront of what's happening in the workplace environment in general. We're constantly putting together data to kind of drive those webinars that we have that are free for our clients to take advantage of. Benefits administration, that goes right along with health insurance. We have solutions where through our HR suite of services, the administration of your benefits is going to be integrated right through your payroll solution. So time and attendance and payroll administration to fall into that same bucket. And then retirement services. This is one of Paychex flagship products that we're really seeing a lot of clients have tremendous experience with, is the fact that Paychex will bundle your third-party administration and your record keeping into one service for your retirement account. So as opposed to clients having to go out and shop for a record keeper and then also a third-party administration to navigate those retirement benefits, Paychex has a one-stop solution where we'll bundle that service for you. So I know that's a lot to go through in a brief amount of time, but really the message that we want to convey more than anything is that Paychex, is a one-stop shop for all of your human resource needs. We're not only just a payroll and human resource company, but also a technology company. So the fact that we are able to, provide you with any type of API integration solution that your company may need, our suite of services can certainly provide that for you. So I will pass it back over to, I believe, Brendan.
Yeah, no, thanks, Tim. And I just sort of level set, I know that, like you said, it's sort of a lot, but like Tim said, the unique thing about Paychex is it's scalable for a franchisee that's just opening their doors, or one that has multi-units, has been operating for years, right? So the system's called Flex because it's going to be able to grow with your business. And I think that's what's unique, right? You get used to a platform, you might hit an employee count, you get bounced off that platform, and it can cause some lag in your back end administration process. So Paychex really alleviates that, and we built and invested into a platform that's going to be able to service, like I said, someone who's just opening their doors, or someone who has 10, 20 units, and it can grow with your business. So thank you, Tim, for sort of running through that. And you actually had mentioned the educational approach. So with our strategic partners, we do take an education first approach and really want to be more of a partner compared to a vendor. So what I mean by that is, a great example of that is the webinars that we put on. Here's a list of the webinars that we've hosted in the last 12 months for our partners. They're hour-long sessions, and they're offered to all partners and their franchisees, regardless of whether or not they are Paychex clients. So if we have an official relationship with a franchisor, and they do have franchisees that might not be utilizing Paychex services yet, or just in general, they can still attend these webinars, and they have the ability to speak with a certified HR professional who hosts these webinars, because at each session we do reserve 15 minutes at the end for questions. So it's a really unique opportunity, right? Again, it's positioning Paychex as more of a partner compared to a vendor, and that subject matter expert in the human capital management space for the franchise organization. So that's the educational piece. And then finally, you saw in the bullet points, the partnership structure and service model. I always say this is the meat of the partnership. We call it that red carpet treatment. So it's unique, right? I work in the emerging brand space, and I shared this with Tom. You know, it's really great that I get to offer this to emerging brands that partner with Paychex, because we offer this same service and structure to established brands, right? So we have partners that have thousands of franchise units, and you know, whether you have 14 franchises or you have 1,400, you're going to get the same service with Paychex. And that's what's unique about our service model. So I just wanted to run through this just so you guys get some insight into what a partnership with Paychex would look like, how you'd be serviced, and just an overall scope of it. So as you see here, the first tier, the partnership development manager, that is myself. So really, I am the liaison for the franchise brand and Paychex on the forefront. So I'd be developing and implementing the go-to-market strategy and really customizing the right product and pricing mix that's going to work for your franchisees. And then we would go ahead, you know, get that plane up and off the ground and launch the partnership with the expectations set for all parties involved in the beginning. Once that is launched, I do bring in someone like Tim. Tim, I would say, probably works with about 80% of the brands that I launch. So I want him on this call to speak to his role in the process with our strategic partners. And Tim, I'll let you speak to that, but Tim is involved in the launch process and sort of replaces me in the process once it's up and off the ground and running.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. To echo that, you know, certainly you never lose touch of Brendan, but I do in a way, you know, replace him in the sense of I'm sort of your quarterback in terms of communication. So, you know, I'm in constant communication with all of my my launches, all of my brands for the duration of the partnership, and the reasons for that are to make sure that we continue to have our goals on both sides, you know, not just your side, but also on Paychex side aligned, you know, moving forward through the partnership, whether, you know, there be changes in your businesses or changes in, you know, some things that Paychex are rolling out. We want to make sure that we're always being proactive for our brands and giving them the best support as possible. So, you know, I work with the external headquarters and also the internal sales team to support the ongoing strategy. I would actually say one of the most important aspects of what I do is the reviews, you know, whether they be quarterly, semi-annually, or annually with the partnerships that we have in place, just to make sure that we are always on the same page. And what's really cool about this is that we're always able to pivot. I mean, all of these partnerships are completely customizable. So, you know, whatever type of industry you're in, you know, we can certainly scale out exactly what you're looking for. And, you know, at any time during the year, if we need to pivot, change direction in terms of how we're supporting the partnership, we're able to do so. You know, you're certainly not locked into a cookie cutter approach. It's completely tailored to the client. So that is my role. And you know, we've had tremendous success here over the last few years in developing these strategies with our external partners. So.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. And I've heard feedback from partners where it's almost like, you know, the partnership strategy manager becomes an extension of your staff, right? Like they are on calls with you, whatever cadence works for you, but you're working in tandem with them. And, you know, an emerging brand, the feedback I've received is it's bringing a ton of value to them as well, right? The experience these partnership strategy managers are having with other brands, whether it be established brands or emerging brands that are having success, and they're able to apply those to these new partnerships or these newer brands that are just getting their foot in the door of franchising. It brings a ton of value from the franchisor aspect, and then also drills down to the franchisees, right? As a franchisor, providing your franchisees with, you know, just an overall better cost of goods, or just providing them with the overall tools to succeed. It brings a ton of value to your organization as a whole, you know, whether you're focused on franchise sales or just overall success of your franchisees, whatever that may be. So thanks, Tim. I appreciate you jumping on here and sharing that. The partnership, the other two tiers that I just wanted to cover before I kick it over to Charles, the partnership sales structure and then the service team, right? So We wanted to be consistent on the front end with the sales team. So the partnership sales team is involved in the launch process. They're involved with obviously the product and pricing mix that we put in place with them. So the franchisees of the brand that we're partnering with, they're going to experience that same consistent process across the board, right? We don't want one franchisee coming on and getting set up at X discount with this product mix, and then another franchisee getting set up with the wrong discount. We want it to be consistent. We want it to be an overall great experience on the forefront and then ongoing. So we do have an area sales manager that oversees the sales leadership for that, of the sales account manager. The sales account manager becomes almost the face of the franchise for Paychex. They work with any of the franchisees that would come on board, would be routed through that sales account manager. They would be the one setting up their account and obviously being a point of contact ongoing as well. And then we have dedicated service teams for our brand partners that will be familiar with the if there's unique needs of the brand, right? Depending on the segmentation of the partnering brand, they might have unique payroll features, paying their employees, commission-based employees, things like that. Using, like Tim had mentioned, use a unique POS system. So we want it to be as seamless as possible from the day you're setting up your first payroll with Paychex to your ongoing support, your week-to-week payroll processing, if you would. So really, that is those facets that sort of set us apart when being sort of footprinted into the franchising space with that IFA endorsement. It has helped us sort of excel and grow our overall partnership space. I think right now we have about 225 formalized partnerships within the franchise space. And one of those that I worked with really early on when we moved into the emerging brand space is our good friend Charles Thurston from Wisdom Senior Care. So I reached out to Charles and asked if he'd like to be a part of this, just because I think it would mean mean a lot to hear an organic opinion on how Paychex has impacted his business from when we initially started working together and where he's at now. So Charles, if you are on, if you want to sort of just speak freely, my friend, and we'll wrap up after that.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, and thank you, Brandon, for allowing me just to share. And I see Aubrey and the rest of your team. My name is Charles Thurston. I am the CEO of Wisdom Senior Care. My wife, Carolyn, is the CEO and the founder. And we are just thrilled to have a relationship with Paychex. I think I always call it a marriage. I think we've been together for probably now, Brandon, maybe 2 years.
Yep.
But we own 3 businesses, and of course, Wisdom Senior Care and Wisdom Health Academy are definitely the partnership and the relationship with Paychex, and that is with payroll, also with the 401k, the retirement, and we just started about 3 to 4 months ago the onboarding process for payroll. And like Brandon said, we are a emerging brand. We have 6 units, getting ready to open up a brand new franchise in Savannah, Georgia. And with our units, we have 2 and a possible 3rd one that is also with Paychex. And I can say ever since we started the relationship, it's been great. Not that it's going to be a total 100% all the time, but I can tell you 95, 96% of it has been terrific. And why do I say that? The customer service is there. And that goes from Brandon, Anna, then the specialists that work with payroll directly, and then all the other partners that we have relationships with. And I do know feedback from my franchisees that they are very pleased as well with the relationship. So, hey, take a risk. It works. We're having fun. The stress level is gone because we used to have a local accountant, and sometimes that didn't work as well. So hopefully, we'll see you guys in one of the IFA events. And thank you for your time.
Yeah, no, thanks, Charles. I appreciate you jumping on here. And yeah, Charles, it's always good to catch up with Charles. Him and I, we tend to catch up at the IFA events. That's how we were initially introduced, and he had met the Paychex team when he was just pretty much starting franchising. But you know, sort of the underlying message there is it's really, like you said, a marriage. It's a relationship, and that's really what we want to do. So, and help you guys bring value to your organization. So, if you want to learn more about our partnership programs, here is my information on the screen. Feel free. That's my cell phone. Call me whenever. Shoot me an email. Charles will tell you I'm big on getting back to you real quick. So no bad time to call or email me. And if I don't get back to you within 24 hours, probably send out a search party. So thank you guys for joining, and I really appreciate Big Sky Franchising for giving us the opportunity to talk to you today.
Thank you. I mean, this was super valuable. I think that potential franchisors and just business owners alike will find a lot of value in Paychex and what you guys offer. And so if there are no specific questions, I think that wraps things up. Is there any, Yvonne, is there any questions that I don't see any in the chat? All right. Well, I appreciate it, Brendan. I appreciate you joining us, and yeah, definitely check out Paychex. And so we will see you guys next time on Navigating the Coronavirus Economy webinar series.
Hey, Brandon,
thanks, Aubrey.
I'm sorry. If she likes, they can reach out to me if they need a one-on-one. But you know, like I said,
oh yeah,
we're locked in, so we're not going anywhere.
Thanks, Charles. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, Aubrey. Thanks,
Thank
Yvonne.
you.